Welcome back, everybody. I know I said the last part was going to be the last, but not this time. We're going to tackle Final Fortress and the last boss. And finally finish this edgy of all edgy playthroughs with Team Dark. Ready, guys?
Shadow's such a alt-rightist. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're finally getting to the end of this part, and this is going to be a beefer of an episode. So I think it was probably a little foolish that Zeus said last part was going to be the last. But hey, he's new at this. It's okay. Let him learn.
Hope you guys like me enough to keep me around. Trying to make the Blue Blur proud with my game.
I mean, everybody has to get started somewhere. You just happen to be doing it with Sonic Heroes.
In the hardest difficulty of Sonic Heroes available.
Perfect.
Yeah, you played really well.
Yeah.
For what you were saddled with, which is, again, like I said, the hardest difficulty available in normal play. I can't believe that's the biggest... Isn't that like the big emblem reward in this game? You know, super hard mode, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nearly unplayable at points.
Isn't Dark already the hard mode? Yeah. So it's like
I know.
harder hard mode.
Like, yeah, it's like, what, do the levels just go on for 30 minutes legitimately?
Probably,
this song would be good. I just don't think it. I think the mixing
a little repetitive.
doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, the mixing does sound odd.
Yeah, so it doesn't jive with me very well. You know, cool cats like me. Cool wheats like me.
Cool wheats like you.
Cool breads.
Cool breads.
Man, if you just that would just make the bread soggy. Don't make your bread cool, kids. Make it decently protected and warm.
Unless it's still dough.
Then
why would you just doesn't really matter until you cook it.
Why would you just be eating dough, Legon? Are you stupid? No, I'm just kidding.
I eat cookie dough.
Cookie dough is the exception.
That's unhealthy, man. It's so unhealthy. And I relate on a depressing day. What is my life right now where we're at Team Dark and it's like near 10 at night and we're just talking about eating cookie dough?
Chocolate with cookie dough is the one thing that I want to eat when I'm having a bad day.
You guys were talking about eating cookie dough. I was about to say, have you guys ever eaten cookie dough? Because I didn't realize that.
I sold cookie dough back when I was in high school.
I freaking
love high school.
I've eaten like just the cookie dough before, and it was so good.
I've not eaten it in a solid. No, I was not even 10 the last time I ate it.
Yeah, it was.
I'm 21 now, so. Yeah.
It was a long one.
It was cute to lick the bowl and the spoon when I was like a little kid, but ever since then, and once my family was like, or even, not my family, my mom was like, "That's unhealthy. You shouldn't do that." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. My mom would always be like, "Oh, you don't do that because someone else." So we were just like, "Okay." Cool.
And it's just generally unhealthy anyway. Like you shouldn't do that. But hey, who cares about health when you want to feel better? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it was a long time ago.
Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream is still my favorite ice cream.
Ooh.
That's some good ice cream.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff.
Well, I mean, chocolate chip cookies are the only real good cookies.
Ever had freaking Oreo?
They're the best. They are the classic of cookies.
Yeah.
Welcome to Team Dark, where we talk about sweets.
Now I just imagine the idea of classic and modern cookie. Like what? Classic Sonic and classic chocolate chip is the classic variant. What's the modern cookie like?
Okay.
Raisin and chocolate chips.
Oreo. Well, I mean, I guess you know what. Legon has a point because raisins and cookies are ass, and modern Sonic is pretty ass right now. So I get it.
The parallels, they hurt.
It's raisins thinking it's cookies. Raisins thinking it's chocolate chip.
If we're firing Masuda, does that mean we're firing Granny Smith or Pepperidge Farm?
Oh, hello.
How y'all gonna let me hang on that joke like that?
Easily.
Oh.
It's a dark and stormy night. What an omen, Shadow.
He legit said this weather could be an omen. Like, just...
You mean every serious cliche ever in the book? Ow. Ow.
No, this weather could... Yeah, I mean, y'all don't even live in the Midwest. Shut up.
I just think that's really accurate for like Shadow to say. Like, I just wouldn't expect you to say that.
I know, right? It's like Shadow is like the super like complex character. He's like, man, the weather is not that good today. Like, what? Omega's just like,
storm on the horizon, huh? Again?
No, Shadow would be like, this weather is
Twitter weather
perfect.
app today. What? Right. The Twitter weather app said there was a tornado. We might want to be careful. And Omega's just like looking at him with a cocked eye. Listen, it's not a fire tornado this time.
Come on, come on, come on.
I have several questions about where you live.
Well, it's on a fault line, like Tide said it in some chat. So we get a lot of bull crap. We don't get earthquakes though, which is weird for living on a fault line. But
Of all things not to get by living on the literal edge of earthquakes, earthquakes is the thing you don't get.
Isn't that the truth, my friend? Welcome to the Midwest. But yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm
it's
just southeast.
Yep. You're in Boringsville boringness. I'm just kidding.
And
I'm in way too hot all the time.
I'm in hurricane country.
You're in virgin country? What?
Hurricane.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have the same issues I do, except you get water in yours.
Yep. Water, wind, everything. Damaged roofs.
Earth, air,
Right.
earth, air, fire, water. We get all the elements of the storms.
Right.
So, let me just bring up this topic for Sonic Heroes. Like, would you like to see a return to the Heroes formula if there were tweaks to it? Do you see potential?
Not.
Would I like to see the Hero formula return, is what you're asking?
Let me formulate my thoughts on this then. Go ahead.
Yes. I think I'd love to see the team element return. I'd like that.
I feel like Sonic Boom kind of proves why they couldn't do it right. I mean, I know Sonic Boom wasn't made by Sonic Team, but it just shows that I think the idea of having a team-based game in a platformer like this just doesn't work out as well as it would on paper. Because I remember being really excited for Heroes when it came out and being like, oh, this is a really cool, like, game idea, and I was happy to play it. And it's like, I did enjoy it as a kid, because, you know, you don't see the flaws in most games when you're a kid. You play most of them and have a lot of
And then once you go back through them the second time, you
Oh,
find all
come
the flaws and
on.
how repetitive it is and how much jank there is in the first half.
Demonstrate. Well, I mean, even, you know, I played Infamous as a teenager, and I still went through that, so, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
All the jank.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine, dudes. Don't worry. It's the game's fault.
It happens, man. This game is so slippery. I mean, I feel like it might be able to work, but I just don't imagine a platformer needing or being able to make something like this a really, really good concept. This is probably, unfortunately to say, as much as we're kind of criticizing it and talking about its flaws, I think this is also the most mileage they could have gotten out of it, in a weird way. I would like this. I could see this, if it's like this with less slippery controls and they don't make you replay the same levels 4 times again and again, I could see a decent sequel game, but they're never going to do it.
Sure about that?
Shame, yeah. Because like, I think if they tightened up the controls to where they're not so slippery, then I could totally see it being a decent game. But yeah, I feel like this is, at most, some of the most mileage they're going to get out of that concept.
I mean, it was a strong idea of trying to bring nostalgia back, and for the focus.
Just also trying to involve more of the extended characters that they've involved in their universe.
Yeah, because we were getting a whole bunch of characters in the 2 adventure games. Plus,
and it's like the sad thing is this is not the first time they've tried a gimmick like this. Like Knuckles Chaotix is also this similar kind of idea, and it also didn't really work out that well there. So. It's just something that is, I can appreciate the ambition. For better or worse. Yeah, I can appreciate the ambition with it, but it's just like, I think at this point it's proven that it's kind of a dead idea in the water.
No, I think it could work. It just needs to be done correctly.
Well,
it's a neat concept, but if it can't be done all that well, then...
Oh, sorry, I'll just say this. I'll just say this before Legon goes into his point, because... I see where you're coming from, Charmy, but at the same time, you could say that about literally any bad game design out there. You kind of have to have a limit, but I don't know. Your opinion's your opinion. Anyway, continue on. I didn't mean to cut you
I just think that if something has been tried multiple times and there is no real defined way
Progress.
to improve it
Yeah.
easily or efficiently, then I don't really think it should be reattempted.
I can agree with that.
Well,
I can see both sides of it. Like, I'm in the middle, like I said, but yeah.
like you say that, but then people are clamoring for a return to the adventure formula, but I'm kind of in that boat.
But here's the difference with the adventure formula. Well, here's also the difference with the adventure formula. It's like you're not playing... I don't think the adventure formula necessarily failed. Yeah, they did have some bad aspects to them, but they have more of a leeway to succeed, whereas this kind of has run its course in terms of the two games they tried to... I think the adventure formula can work if you had a competent team behind it, which, you know, knowing Sonic Team, who knows at this point.
But then you have Sonic Mania, like, there are 3D people out there that know the physics and, you know, can do a better job than Sonic Team, honestly.
We need the 3D equivalent of Mania.
Yes.
That's what a lot of Sonic fans have been clamoring for now, and I kind of am like, because I was one of those Sonic fans who looked at Mania and be like, oh god, you know, Sonic fans are, you know, hogging nostalgia and all that junk, and I still kind of feel that way about Mania, but at the same time, I think Sonic Team has proven to me...
that they did right.
Yeah, and Sonic Team have proven to me that they don't have that good faith with me anymore, to where it's like, okay, no, I want the people, the experts, quote unquote, working on a Sonic game. It's like, there are no Sonic experts at this point anymore. Or they're not officially under Sega's license, that's for sure. So yeah, I kind of get where people are coming from at that point. And even then, maybe those kind of people could take a thing like Heroes and make it better, because maybe they just know better what they're doing, and they know the flaws of this game. You know what I mean?
I mean, if
So
they
it's like,
can
I'm
do
not-
it really well, then that's great. Then I say
Yeah.
go ahead and do that. If not, then,
Yeah.
well, then I say just don't do that and go for something else.
Wow, you could have just said, yeah, wow, Lego. Great wording. For saying the same thing twice. No. But I agree, like, there's a point to be made in that if someone can do it better, then if they want to do that, they should. And I'm sure there are a lot of Sonic fans out there that are like Christian Whitehead that could see the flaws in Heroes and be able to fix it.
Yeah,
But
I agree. I agree 100%.
I think it's like with Zeus and because Zeus and I especially got into a really deep, I don't want to say really deep, but it was like we definitely had a conversation there about Pokemon and Sonic and how similar their developments are, and like how you can tell both teams have just lost touch with their series. And I think Sonic has kind of hit that point now where it's like the people behind these Sonic games have just lost touch with what Sonic game is at this point.
What is a Sonic?
What is a Sonic? It's something I must destroy. Yeah, you got that right. Something we can finally agree on, you big piece of
I don't
metal.
know. I don't think I just really want another like one. That's legit all I ask for.
We want Mania 2 now. Give us Mania 2.
We want Mania
No,
3D.
I want an arcadey 3D Sonic game. That's all I ask for.
Arcadey.
Well, it's like I said. Well, yeah, it's like we're saying. It's like if they did that, if they had an Adventure Mania or Mania Adventure, you can even call it that.
But we already have Sonic Mania Adventures. At the very least, that would cause some very confusing naming.
Well, listen.
Sonic
We're
Mania
getting Call of
Adventures.
Duty
the
Modern
game.
Warfare again. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. That'd be kind of cute, and they made it like a 3D thing. That'd be kind of cute.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Because
Come
like,
on.
you can even have somewhat of a groundwork with the special stages in Sonic Mania and that 3D appeal, kind of. It's not like even close to being a proper adventure game, but you know what I mean. It's there.
Okay, I might
You
get
could
some for this. I might get some for this, but I like them speaking better. I like them speaking
You like
better.
what?
I like them speaking better than them just being. I just like the better personally.
Yeah. I think that it's like we're kind of saying. Like, I think Christian Whitehead is a guy who really wanted to bring life to that classic style that he grew up with again. And there's definitely a lot of fans who want to do that for the adventure series.
Yeah.
So I think there's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong, and I honestly do think the team needs to rediscover themselves because they're clearly burnt out after Forces. Forces is
Yeah,
basically
and
the bare bones example of modern games.
it's finally the game where it's like you can clearly put a label on it and it would apply to it in 100%. You can say Sonic, we don't give a shit.
Yep.
That's what that game is.
At this point, they don't know.
They don't care.
Sonic, please make our games for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like they just put in a character creator because it was the popular thing. And it's like that's when I knew personally. I was like, once I saw that the third character was not a new character, it was the stupid creative character. I was like, this game is gonna have no effort put into it, and I was right. Unfortunately, I didn't want to be right, but I was right.
Ironically, one of the best parts of that game is the character creation.
At least it wasn't loot boxes, none of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean yeah, you're right. It's fun. It's just when I knew from a game development standpoint that they were doing that, I was like, man, they really must not give a shit about this game. If they're just following a modern trend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The best part of character creation is Persona 5 outfit.
What was that? What was that there, Legon?
Persona 5 outfit.
Oh, yeah. That was cool, but
Yeah.
Go, 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 go! No!
yeah.
Oh! Oh!
No!
No!
That's what I told Yule. I told Yule this exact same thing. I was like, you need to rush through that ending because he's gonna blast you.
It's faster!
Strict and dark too.
Yes, it's a lot stricter and dark. At least I don't have
which
to.
is unfortunate because that's bull crap. Yeah. You have to mash that grind button. You just have to be like,
Mash
you have
that
to look like
button.
you have to look like you're having a stroke on the rail.
Oh, Jesus.
But
Or I
yeah,
could
it's
just.
yeah.
I could just
feel like with-
use spy formation, maybe.
You could probably just glide over it, but I don't know if they hang around, the blasts hang around forever on that ending one. Actually, no, it might be so big you might not be able to glide over it. They might have taken that into account. Weirdly enough, the one thing they've taken into account during development of this game. Because I think I've tried that before, and it still hit me. So just go, 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 go. There you go, you got it. There you go.
A lot better that time.
Yeah, you just had to stick. You just had to stick in speed.
Yeah, I was too cautious before on the lane switching.
The first run, yeah.
Whew, finally, we get through the worst level in Team Dark.
Which is the worst level in most of their runs because it's the last one.
Not.
Except for Chaotix. Chaotix is a very specific worst one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like I think if any two series that needs fresh young minds associated with them, it's Pokemon
Sonic.
and Sonic. Well, it's Sonic and Pokemon. Cause
Well,
like,
Pokemon just needs new people.
Yes.
That's what I'm. That's okay, Legon. Thank you
It just
for
needs
telling
new
me.
people, period.
But so does Sonic. We don't need a Zukasan
They
at the top
both need
anymore.
They both need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they both need fresh. Okay.
They
Legon,
need it.
You're disagreeing with something.
definitely need it.
Oh I love SpongeBob too.
Doctor.
Pokemon fans, when they look at new developers, and Pokemon and Sonic fans when they look at new developers, we need it.
Yes.
Yeah, just fresh, because I say fresh young minds, because it's like I think like Christian Whitehead's a great example of a young guy who knows what he's doing and wants to make an impact on a series he loves.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? Like, I mean, I guess I don't know if there's any Pokemon Gen 1 fans that got into game development, but I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah, I think there is.
Then again, I don't know.
They
Gen 1
probably
fans are
created
that
fan games that got DMCA'd.
Yeah, and that's my point for Pokemon. Is like it's also gotten to that Sonic level where some of the fan games have more love and effort put into them than the main games. Just on a conceptual level.
Yeah, what was that 3D one that took place in the Green Hill Zone that everyone was raving about?
Pokemon game?
No, Sonic. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I haven't kept up with that scene, but I do know that like there's definitely enough hack and fan games out there that's like it's also justified.
I mean, we literally have the Sonic hacking contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, I criticize some of SGB and blah blah blah, but good on Johnny for really putting a spotlight on that and really helping it grow, because it's like that's just awesome.
It is.
And I think a lot of people are doing a lot of good work with that, and they're getting noticed for it. So let's be fair, everyone raving about Christian Whitehead's what got him noticed by Sega.
Are you enjoying Pokemon?
Is he about to die?
Jeremy, I cannot even. I could not even hear you, Charmy. Yep, we did.
Wow.
Did you enjoy?
Yay, we're done with Sonic
Destroyed!
Heroes episode 2.
I was saying, did you enjoy Take This the Fight?
Oh. I don't know, man. Once I started...
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
Oh,
You
please
know what
no.
they say, the more the merrier.
Stop.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
Stop,
You
stop,
know
stop,
what
stop,
they
stop.
say, The more the merrier.
Please.
Grabs a bunch of dildos and looks at Eggman's butt. At this point. Not even kidding. Like, go
Alright.
fuck yourself, Eggman, and I'll help you do it.
Congrats, Zeus, man.
Yeah, you
did
did a
it.
really good job, and you
Yeah.
know what? You can, no matter what you can say, you can point at him and go, "I actually finished it in one session."
And then he'll just take the one
Guys,
clip
so-
of you dying to Team Sonic.
Oh, look.
What?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because we can just point at Rail Canyon and a forest and the second half of the game.
Yeah. Oh, look, Shadow Androids. Look at this plot twist come to life. Is he real? Is he not real? We won't know.
Yeah, this line that was actually mistranslated.
What was-
Rouge is actually asking Omega if he thinks Shadow is a robot or
Instead
not.
of telling him he's real. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Which is weird because
What is with that?
Even in Shadow the Hedgehog, you won't get the run back of that line until the very end of the fucking game. Only if you wait for like 8 minutes during the final boss, which is
Or
ridiculous.
if you go through the, or if you just go through the neutral path.
Yep. Yuji Naka.
Does he stay in the neutral path?
No, he doesn't say it.
Oh, look, Izuka-san.
No. He only says it in the final boss, the 9th.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. he
Yeah,
doesn't say that in
Eggman
the
only
neutral path,
says
I guess.
that, but Shadow still goes through with the whole android thing in the neutral path, which is stupid.
That's not canon.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
I think you're kind of in the wrong here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ugh, whatever.
we were
This
talking
is-
about
Shadow the Hedgehog
clarifying
is a
the fact that
stupid
he's real.
game. Sonic Heroes is the game leading up to it. This was kind of cool.
Well, listen, Legon, just because you're salty that you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. This is a good song, by the way.
It
This
is.
is a really good song.
Big damn watches. I killed that old son of a bitch.
And then Rouge just stops them both with no effort.
Yeah, no, she doesn't even have to try, and she just manages to do it.
So, what were your thoughts on Team Darks?
I liked it. That was fun.
I actually had more fun with it this time because Zeus was playing well and we had a fun time with the characters, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you weren't watching me fail too much, except for that one moment where I broke down.
Yeah. Well, that was not even, the sad thing is we kind of agreed on it too. It's like the team battles are kind of a toss-em-up sometimes, where it's like, sometimes you can just get really bad programming and get stuck in them forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always your fault. You can't exactly control it.
Yeah, definitely can't control that. But it was definitely not as bad as I remember it being. It's hard, yeah, it's just not
Yeah.
stupidly hard like
As
super hard
bad.
mode.
Yeah.
Super hard mode is
I think it's one of
bad.
those things where Sonic Heroes is one of those games too, where because I've played through some older games recently that I grew up with, and it's like that I had trouble with, and it's like there are certain, like, I like to call it you're a kid difficulty, where it's like you're playing a game that feels really challenging and hard and a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's like you start breezing
And then you
through
play
it,
it as
and
an
it's like,
adult
oh,
and
it's
it's
'cause
super easy.
yeah, it's like you start realizing, oh, I mean, obviously my motor skills have improved, and I'm just an improved gamer. So it's like, yeah, and Sonic Heroes is totally one of that game for me, and probably most of our generation in general that grew up with Sonic.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure a lot of us have had a pain in the ass time with it, but yeah.
I was 12 years old
Yeah,
and I
it's
beat
fun.
it back then. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we all beat it. It's just like having difficulty with it is what.
Yeah, no, I was not able to beat it at all as a kid. The only team I could beat as a kid was Heroes. Like, that was freaking it.
Yeah, so it's like, I think, I mean, obviously we all beaten hard games that we've had trouble with back in the past. I've beaten tons of Crash games back when I was a kid, but I had a really hard time with them. And when I went back to the Insane Trilogy, at least with 2 and 3, 1 is just unfairly designed. I didn't have as much trouble with them. So, I think Sonic Heroes is a game that if I picked it up right now, I'd probably have a better time with it, in a weird way. Well, better and worse, because like I still had that nostalgia of being a kid and being like, this isn't bad. Yeah, I'm just having fun, blah blah blah. And it's like now I know the flaws of it. I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Oh
but,
boy, this screen.
I'd also be able to. Yeah. I know.
Oh, this looks like a fucking window.
This looks like an arcade. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, play it a third time.
No, it's almost.
To me, it looks like the window, like a Windows XP wallpaper.
Yeah, it really does. But the problem with that screen is it's also like the biggest. It's almost equal level of a slap in the face that the Mario Sunshine 100% screen is.
Gotta keep going.
It's like you're not done yet. Yeah, it's like the SGP joke. I don't care about ripping it off. It's really funny. It's like you're not fucking done yet.
Also, why does it say that Team Sonic only has 3% when you said Team Sonic?
Because this is a separate save file.
This is also Zeus.
Yeah.
It's a different save
Yule's
file
gonna
because
be
a different
Team
person is playing it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Yule is probably going to come back with Team Rose.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
out.
set out that one.
We'll figure that. Yeah.
Until then, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys for Team Rose in Sonic Heroes.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we'll see you guys for We're Not Fucking Done Yet, the LP. Yay!